Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Ben. In this video, I'm going to show you a body weight exercise program that you can do in about 10 minutes twice a week that was shown in a study to help children improve their fitness, jumping ability, strength, and speed. Anyone old enough to do the individual exercises can do this program, but if you have any injuries or medical conditions and are unsure if this program is safe, please check with your doctor first. There are 7 exercises as you can see on the screen, and I'm going to show you how to do all of them and modify them to match your own fitness level. Then I will discuss how to put them together into a program at the end. The first exercise is jumping jacks. Start in a standing position and jump out while bringing your arms up. Then jump back in while bringing your arms down. Keep doing this without pausing between each jump and you are doing jumping jacks. As your fitness improves, make this more difficult by jumping more quickly. The second exercise is jumping lunges. Here you see me doing a basic lunge where I place one foot in front of me, one foot behind me, and then lower my body until my front leg is bent close to 90 degrees with my front thigh parallel to the ground. Then I stand up and switch legs. It is possible to do this with your front knee over the front of your toe or behind the front of your toe. For beginners, I recommend keeping your knee behind the front of your toe with your weight more evenly distributed between your legs. Practice this until you feel comfortable, and then you can work to add a jump between each lunge. If you keep your knee more in front of your toe, you may find that you lean forward more and mostly jump off and land on the front foot. You can see in slow motion that my back foot is leaving the ground before my front foot, and then I am landing on my front foot before my back foot. If you keep your knee more behind your front toe, you may find that you jump off and land on both feet more evenly. Thus, when doing the jump, even if you cannot see what your body looks like, if your feet are landing on the ground at about the same time, then your weight is likely centered between your legs. As your fitness improves, make this more difficult by jumping higher between each lunge or performing each lunge and jump more quickly. When pushing yourself hard, you may find that you swing your arms like I do here, really bringing your whole body into the movement. I want to make one thing clear. Jumping lunges can be quite difficult and potentially even dangerous if you are not able to land well. If you are concerned about this, cannot get the hang of it initially, or find them painful, it is completely fine to do regular lunges without jumping at first. If a regular lunge is too difficult, you can even do partial lunges where you do not go down all the way. A key concept when exercising is to pick exercises that match your current skill level. It is usually better to choose easier versions of exercises at first and then progress to more difficult versions as you improve. The third exercise is a burpee. This can be done in several ways, some easier and some more challenging. To learn the movement, squat down with your arms between your knees and put your hands on the floor in front of you, shifting your weight to your arms with your shoulders over your hands. Then step back with your legs until you are in the top of a push-up position, bring your legs back in and stand up. When you can do this comfortably, make it harder by thrusting your legs out and back in at the bottom, which turns this movement into a squat thrust. The next step to make this a burpee is to add a jump at the top. After the jump, you can gather yourself briefly before lowering your body again, or you can go directly into the next burpee. You can optionally add a push-up at the bottom, doing this on your feet or on your knees depending on your strength level. You can even lower yourself while on your feet and then push up on your knees. You can also pause briefly before or after doing the push-up, or you can include the push-up in one fluid motion. Similar to jumping lunges, you should choose whichever of these burpee variations you feel comfortable with. You do not have to do a full burpee initially. There is nothing wrong with starting with the most basic version and progressing over time. As your fitness improves, you can do each movement more quickly and eventually switch to a harder version. The fourth exercise is an air squat, which is easier and will let you recover some after the burpees. Here you do a basic squatting motion. Put your feet about shoulder width apart with your toes pointing slightly outwards. Then sit back and down while keeping the weight towards the middle back of your feet to help make sure your feet stay flat. Try to go low enough so that your thighs are parallel to the ground. If you are having trouble keeping your feet flat, begin the movement by bending your hips and pushing them back a bit before bending your knees, like sitting down in a chair. As you improve, you can make this harder by doing the squats more quickly. The fifth exercise is mountain climbers. There are a lot of variations of this exercise, but I'm going to show you a basic method that is effective. Start by supporting your body weight with your hands and your feet such that your shoulders are over the palm of your hands and your body is mostly straight without your hips bending up in the air or your stomach sagging toward the ground. Bring one of your knees close to your chest and move it back. Then switch legs. When you can do this comfortably, speed up the pace. Then start pushing off your back leg so you hop between each step. There will be a moment in time when both feet are off the ground. Without this hopping movement, your upper body should stay relatively still. But when you do include a hopping movement, you may naturally bend your back leg slightly and let your hips lower a bit as your back foot lands on the ground and softly absorbs the weight of your body. This is completely fine and a normal part of landing after any sort of jumping movement. As your fitness improves, increase the speed, but make sure you keep good form. In general, you never want to sacrifice your technique when trying to increase the intensity of an exercise. The sixth exercise is high knees, which is essentially running in place while bringing your knees up with each step. The main point is to do the running movement and push yourself hard while doing so. If I slow down the video, you can see I'm really hopping off one leg before the other one lands. Start slowly to become comfortable with the movement, and then as your fitness improves, run in place more quickly. The last exercise is plank jump-ins. This is part of the burpee exercise I showed earlier, but focuses just on the bottom portion without a push-up. Like the other exercises, you can make it more difficult by moving faster, and if it is too challenging, you can step backward and forward instead of thrusting your legs out and in, as I mentioned earlier when demonstrating burpees. Now that you know what the 7 exercises are, it is time to practice them. Try each exercise and find a variation and speed that allows you to do them while pushing yourself to a 7 to 8 out of 10 intensity level. At this intensity, you should be breathing heavily and only able to say a few words at a time, but you should not be in any pain. If you can take a video of yourself doing the exercises, watching the video can make it much easier to know if you are doing them correctly or if you should change your technique. If you would like further advice on how to perform the exercises or modify them, leave a question below in the comments and I will do my best to help you. After you feel comfortable doing each exercise, you can put them together into an exercise program. The program the study performed was based on high-intensity interval training, which is why I recommend aiming for a 7 to 8 out of 10 intensity level. The children did each exercise for 1 minute and then rested for 30 seconds before doing the next exercise. They performed the whole program twice a week, though you can build up to 3 times weekly if you would like. Additionally, it is a good idea to do a brief warm-up before the intense exercises. You can warm up by doing all 7 of the exercises for 10 to 15 seconds each without rest at a lower intensity level. Remember, you can modify the program in any way that you need to match your own fitness level. For example, if an exercise is too difficult to do for 1 minute, you can do it for less time, rest longer before it, do it at a lower intensity level, or change the exercise entirely. In fact, when you first start the program, it may be best to make it easier by aiming to do each exercise for only 10 to 15 seconds, and then build up over time as your fitness improves. This can build confidence, help you avoid injury, and importantly, improve consistency. An exercise program is only good if you can stick to it. If you find any specific modifications helpful, please say so in the comments so others can see what you suggest and potentially benefit as well. Now you have all the information you need to start this exercise program. I'm including a link in the description to the handout that I have shown on screen, so you can download it if you would like. I know you can find a way to make this program, or a variation of it, work well for you. And again, if you have any questions about anything, please leave them in the comments. Stay consistent, work hard, and see how much you improve over time. Anyways, I hope you all found this video informative, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.